everyone, it's Grace from Grace Gets Gastric, and I am here today for my week 24 update. It is Tuesday, June 19th, and we'll go ahead and, as always, start with stats. Again, my name is Grace. I am 5'8", 27 years old, and on January 2nd, 2018, I had the Vertical Sleeve Gastrectomy, or VSG, weight loss surgery. My high weight was in May of 2017 at 354 pounds. I was required by my insurance to do a 6-month medically supervised weight loss diet prior to surgery, and over the course of that 6-month diet, I lost 35 pounds. So my starting weight, day of surgery was 319 pounds. Last week, I came at you with a weight of 243.8, and this morning I weighed in at 240.9. So that is a weekly loss of 2.9 pounds, a loss since surgery of 78.1 pounds, and a loss since my highest weight of 113.1 pounds. I'm really happy with that loss, 2.9. It's one of my better losses in the past few weeks, especially because I've been feeling really kind of like bloated and swollen lately, like especially in my feet in the mornings, and that's when I weigh, and my hands. I think all the heat. I drank like a fish yesterday. I think I had like over a gallon of water. But yeah, I've just been really not feeling my best. It's really hot here in Seattle for Seattle. And it's kind of like the first real hot week we've had, like super hot. So yeah, so I was excited that I lost weight. You can also tell by my hair, which is like crazy poofy because I just washed it and put some stuff in it and went out the door this morning and it frizzed right up. But yeah, good loss. And for those of you paying attention, if you've seen my goals video, if you haven't yet, I'll link it up above. But I have officially hit my milestone number 5, which was to be at 241.5, which I updated that number based on my surgery weight, but 241.5 is 50% of my excess body weight loss since surgery. So since January 2nd, I have lost over half of the weight that I need to get to a normal BMI, which is 164 for my height of 5'8". So it was like 77.5, I think, pounds was how much I needed to lose to be halfway there. And I am. So 5.5 months to lose half of the weight I needed to. That's awesome. I definitely know that it will take longer than another 5.5 months for me to get all the way to goal, especially as I get smaller and farther out from surgery. But my, again, you know, if you watch my videos, I don't like to hit this number by this date, but I would love to hit my goal by my 1.5 years. That's been kind of my idea. So that would be July 2nd, 2019. You'll also know that I'm not totally wed to 164 as my ultimate goal weight. That is normal BMI. I think that's a great thing to shoot for, but I'm gonna have excess skin. I am really trying to maintain as much muscle as I can while I lose weight, and I want to have a more muscular frame, or, you know, I want to have muscle, and muscle is denser than fat, so it's not, you know, like for people who are super muscular, the BMI is often classes them as overweight or obese. So I don't know what my muscle tone is going to be like when I get down there, but yeah, I'm not wed to 164, but still cool. I'm very excited. I still haven't bought the tennis shoes that I'm planning to buy for my last reward for hitting 254. But I think for this one, I'm going to get fake lashes, extensions. I've done it before and I really liked it. It's just like, it kind of like, for me, I feel like it sort of just instantly makes my face look more polished. And I end up wearing less makeup because I just feel more put together. And especially for summer, where I want to wear less makeup anyways, I think that is what my plan is. Especially because, I don't know if I've mentioned it on here, but I'm going to be going on a cruise at the end of July, that last week of July, first week of August. I'm going to be going on a cruise up to Alaska. So it leaves out of Seattle. It's a 7-day cruise through Alaska. And so I think I'm going to get the lashes right before then, because I don't plan on like being super made up while I'm on the cruise. But I'm really excited. I have never been on a cruise before, so this will be my first time. I've also never been to Alaska, so killing two birds with one stone. I'm going with my stepmom, just her and and I think it's going to be I hope it's a good experience. I think it's definitely going to be interesting. I think I'm really curious and excited to try to see how I do. You know, like I went to San Francisco after, that was my first trip after weight loss surgery. But this is going to be even more, you know, contained. Like we're stuck on a boat. I can't just like go out and get stuff. And there should be plenty of options for me. I'm definitely planning on like packing protein shakes and protein snacks and stuff, so I have things with me. But I also plan to, you know, it's going to be a cruise. I'm going to indulge a little. So, I think it's just going to be like a good opportunity for me to see how it is to kind of live a less regimented life. And I mean, I'm pretty regimented now. I plan to be for the foreseeable future, for sure. After the cruise, it's not like I'm done with planning stuff. But anyways, I'm really excited. Another thing I'm excited about is that it's an Alaskan cruise, so it's a little bit, there's, you know, a lot of excursions you can go through. I was looking through the possible ones today. You know, they have them kind of ranked for like the activity level, and I'm excited to kind of be more active and do things. And one of the cool things is like a lot of the ones I was looking at have either a weight limit, or if you're over a certain weight, you have to pay extra. And that weight was frequently 250 pounds, which I'm 240 right now. The cruise is in a little over, like about 5.5 weeks. So hopefully I'll be, you know, I should be in the 230s, maybe even the high 220s by then. So, that was just nice to know, like, I'm going to be below that weight limit. And some of them, they were like, we will weigh you in front of everyone and document it. I was like, oh, fun. But yeah, but one thing I'm a little bit like not freaking out, but like, I don't have a ton of like super active wear. I had more when I was younger, but then I just stopped being as active as I continued to gain weight. And even if I did have a lot of active stuff, it wouldn't fit me. And so they're like, you know, there's like a dress code for some of the nights on the cruise. Like, you know, you need to look nicer, and then you want to have like hiking boots and like, you know, rain jackets and all this stuff that I basically don't have, because either I didn't have it at all, or the stuff I have isn't really going to fit me in a way, especially like nicer things. I have some nicer things, but like they're already at a point where they don't look, it looks sloppy because they're so big. And so that's not really going for like the nice put together look they're looking for. But I also don't want to buy a lot of expensive, nice stuff because I plan to lose more weight. So I'm kind of just like low level stressing out about it. I will say, like today, I think the cruise, I have some other stuff going on in my life, you know, just generally, but like my anxiety has been through the roof today. And just generally speaking, for the past few weeks, I've mentioned this, I've just got such bad anxiety lately. And I can generally sort of attribute it to certain like things that I know like are generally stressing me out, but it just feels like such a way out of proportion reaction to things. Like the anxiety, like it was really triggered by the cruise and like looking at all the stuff I should pack and all this stuff. And it's, you know, it's 6 weeks away. I have time to buy it. It's not that big of a deal. I have a disposable income. So if I end, you know, it's like, it's really not the end of the world, and it's not a reason to be so anxious, but you can't control that. So I really do think my weight loss, like the hormone stuff, has been a big factor in just my mood the last few weeks. There have been a lot of outside factors that have made me feel a certain way, and I think that the hormones from my weight loss have exacerbated the effects. I really think that's what's going on. I didn't really feel too hormonal in the earlier months, but I just think because I've had more like real life stuff come up that is just kind of stressful, my weight loss, my, you know, hormone flushed fat, whatever, is like, we're gonna freak the fuck out about it. So super fun. God, I am just like, I've got so much to say. I'm sorry, it's gonna be a long video, but At least I look really cute today, except for my frizzy hair. Like, look, I can just do that and it just stays. Anyways, working out has not been great. It was not great last week. So I was sick on Tuesday. Y'all know this. Most of that 2.9 pound loss came from the next day because I didn't eat hardly anything that Tuesday. Thursday I worked out. I did less intense than I normally do because I just kind of recovered fully. And so, I didn't do like the more intense part of my strength training, and I did more of a walk than like a jog run that I normally do on the treadmill or on the elliptical. And then Sunday I was supposed to work out and I just didn't go. For one thing, I totally forgot that I normally work out on Sundays until like I was in bed Saturday night. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And as I went to bed, I was sort of like, we'll see how you feel. So I wasn't committed before I went to bed. And usually I am. I'm like, okay, tomorrow we're working out. But I'd forgotten about it. And then the fact that I'd forgotten about it made it just so much worse. And then I woke up and I was just exhausted. I've been really exhausted lately. I mentioned that before as well. But again, I think it's the heat and maybe I'm just not getting good enough REM sleep because I'm like sleeping a good amount, but I didn't go. And I also had a lot of shit I needed to do on Sunday. But the thing is, I decided not to go. And then I ended up feeling really bad about not going. And usually when I make a decision to not go, I feel fine about it. Because usually like, I'm like, I reason it. I'm like, okay, it's fine. But this time I was like, I was actually kind of just fucking around for a bit. Stuff didn't really start like heating up in terms of like things I needed to do until a little bit later on, like late morning. And I was just like, you know what? You have stuff to do, but you weren't doing any of it until later. You could have gone. So I was just annoyed with myself. But I did go and work out this morning like I normally do. I got a great workout in, actually. I felt really good about it. So that's good. I feel energized about it, and so hopefully I will continue to push through. I had another carby day on Friday, and that is another thing I've noticed, that this is consistent since like, not since like my surgery, but I mean since my surgery, not right after, but like it's been consistent for months. Fridays are one of my worst / hardest days to stay on plan. I very frequently, I don't know what it is, and you would think it would be like Saturday or Sunday, but Fridays I'm just more hungry. Like I crave things. I want to eat more. I'm way snackier. So like a lot of my bad decisions happen on Fridays, and like you can, like, I can go back. It's a pattern, and there were some extenuating circumstances this last Friday that led to me being in a coffee shop that I normally don't go to. They have a scone that is one of my favorite scones of all time. It's a bacon cheddar scone. I don't like scones. This is not dry. So I love this so much that this was going to be one of my like food funerals. I literally went to this coffee shop that I don't normally go to very much because it's on a route to work that I no longer take. I took it on Friday for a reason. Anyways, I need to get coffee. I stopped there. Backtracking. I was planning to have this as a food funeral in December before my surgery. We went to the coffee shop and were told that they stopped selling the scone. They were no longer making it. They make it in-house too. It's not like they get it somewhere. And they said that they had discontinued it and it was replaced with like a spicy version, which I don't like spice. So I was really bummed. I went back there for the first time, this cafe for the first time since before surgery, since that, when I was denied. And apparently they started selling it again. And anyways, I couldn't resist. I had a scone. It was delicious. I surprisingly did not feel like shit afterwards. I think it's really the combination of carbs and sugar, like real sugar, that really gets me. But yeah, it's not something I plan to do often. I'm not going to be going back there. It's not a regular part of my life. I really don't regret it, but I've been trying to think about potentially trying to somehow make adjustments in my weekly plan / macros to account for the fact that Fridays tend to be hard for me because it's you know, it's like 3 out of 4 Fridays maybe. I'm so much snackier. I just want to eat more. I don't know. It's like the Friday night thing, end of the week. You know, I don't know what it is, but there's a mental thing there it's really hard for me to combat. And I'm wondering if it might make sense for me to figure out some way to account for that. So maybe calorie cycling, where I eat a little bit less calories, like 50 less calories during the other days of the week, and then just add those to my Friday. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Do you guys do anything like that? Have you noticed anything like that? Let me know. Because I'm thinking about it. It's not always carbs. The last 2 Fridays it's been carbs, but it's often not. It's just like I want to eat all the cheese crisps or the pork rinds or whatever. So something I'm thinking about. But you know, we're 15 minutes in and we haven't even talked about the main thing that I want to talk about this week, which is my labs. I had last Friday, I did my, this is why I went to the cafe, because I was near it, because I got my labs drawn in the morning. So I didn't take vitamins for 3 days beforehand, and then first thing, fasted Friday morning, I went and had all the blood drawn, you know, vials and vials of it. I have always had really thin or small, hard to find veins. I've heard that can be less of the case as you lose weight. Apparently, I have not yet lost enough weight for that to be mitigated because they are still really hard to find. The lady couldn't find one, then she did it in my, you can see right here, she did it in my back of my hand, and it was like a drip, 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 drip. And I'm like, you have 8 vials to fill. Are we really gonna sit here? And then eventually she got to 2.5 and it just cut out. So then she had to go bring in the big gun, so someone else who can find hard to find veins. And then the lady's like, I'm just gonna start fresh. I'm like, yeah, why not? It's not like I need the blood. So anyways, she, you know, found a vein normal. It went fine. And I've been getting the results, you know, they like kind of trickle in depending on how long each of them take. I'm going to go over them in more detail with my doctor, my surgeon, probably not my actual surgeon, but you know, nurse practitioner or whatever, during my 6-month post-op appointment, which is July 2nd. So it's actually exactly 6 months. So I will be updating you guys on that in my 6-month monthly video, how all that goes. But the key takeaway, because I am really keen to talk about, is that my A1C was 5.2. So what that means is that I am officially no longer diabetic. Now, of course, diabetes, just like obesity and things like that, once you're classified as diabetic, a lot of doctors like never consider you truly, it's like it's gone in remission essentially. Diabetes is something that some people just get later in life. My mom has it, my grandpa has it. Even if I lose all this weight and maintain it for the rest of my life, there's a high likelihood I'll redevelop it in the future. So I'm never going to be someone who's like gone forever. I'm not going to be like that about my weight either. Like, I just understand that this is something I have to work out forever. But as of right now, I no longer have diabetes. The standard range is 4.8 to 5.6, and I'm 5.2, so I'm exactly right in the middle. I'm thrilled about it. So just for a little bit of history, I haven't talked about it a lot because I haven't had a lot of, like, just on my channel, my diabetes diagnosis, just because it hasn't come up too much since my surgery. So my highest A1C reading was 7.1 in 2016, and that was with me taking metformin. So metformin is sort of like the first line of defense that they have you take. It's a pill, and so my highest was 7.1, and then my reading before my pre-op diet, so like in May of last year, was 6.5. And just for reference, official diabetes is at 6.4. So I was at 6.5 in May of 2017, so right when I started my pre-op medically supervised weight loss diet. And that 6.5 was with me taking 2,000 milligrams of metformin, which according to my doctor, 2,000 is about the maximum they want to give you of metformin. If that stops working or isn't working well enough, then they start moving on to other potential options. So other medications, potentially insulin injections. So I was right at the threshold of the max metformin, and I was at 6.5, which is diabetes is again 6.4, and can be considered a healthy diabetic, or like, you know, they want you at a 7 or below is what they really want you to be aiming for. So sorry, just some diabetes background for those of you who aren't familiar with it. So yeah, I was 6.5, taking 2,000 milligrams of metformin in May of 2017. I did my A1C again in November of 2017 for my pre-op labs that I did, and I was at 5.9. So again, diabetes is at 6.4. Anything between 5.7 and 6.3 is considered pre-diabetic. So I was in the pre-diabetic portion during my pre-op diet, and I think I was on at that point 1,000 or 1,500 milligrams of metformin. I'd reduced, but I can't remember if I had reduced to 3 pills or 2 pills at that point. So the 35 pounds of weight I lost during my pre-op diet really helped me a lot. And but I was still taking metformin to help me control it. And then when I had my surgery, I stopped taking my metformin a week before my surgery, and I never took it again. Which I wasn't officially told not to start taking it again after surgery. I just didn't. Which is also part of why I never talked about it, because I was like, we'll see if this worked, and I was pretty sure it had. But yeah, no longer diabetic. I am really, really happy about that. If you watched my introduction video, link it above, that was one of the main reasons I got this surgery, was to beat diabetes. Like I said, my grandfather has it, my mother has it. She takes like insulin shots. She has spotty feeling in her feet. It can be scary. People die from it. And I'm still really young. I'm only 27 years old. And to have such a big thing hanging over me at such a young age was definitely an eye-opener. So with that, really long, but yeah, I'm doing okay. And I hope you guys are doing wonderfully as well. It is the summer, so I hope you guys are enjoying that. I hope you guys have all sorts of fun, awesome, exciting summer plans planned. And I hope you guys are doing awesome. I can't talk today. As always, thank you so much for being here. Your comments really mean a lot to me. On that note, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.